Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about losing motivation. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Hi Frederick, I'm losing motivation on a project that I'm part of, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to continue working on this project. I feel like I'm not contributing to my the highest extent that I can anymore. Does this make me a bad developer? No, it does not. It makes you human. It makes you tired uh, of whatever you're doing, and it's actually funny because this thing that you're describing is the reason why, uh, well, probably not that many of your hiring managers have ever told you this, but on average, a company estimates that they can keep a software developer on, and I mean, these are just what the numbers are saying, 2 to 4 years roughly. And that's not only like that's one part because like the job market looks like it looks like you can move around quite a bit, but if you think about it a little bit, it has a more interesting, I think, at the very least, way perspective, and that is around the time it would take you to get bored with what you're doing. It can go faster than that, of course, but I mean, if for the first year, it's very likely that you will still have things to learn. After 2 years, you should pretty much know how the system works, depending on like how flexible you are and like how much opportunity the company can provide you. You can stay for a little while, but it really is, and this is like it's actually funny because I was talking to a coworker of mine about this problem. Like when the more senior you become, the harder it will be for you to stay interested in something. Because if you have an interest in trying new things and pushing your skills and so forth, it's going to be really hard for any company to keep up with you because, as you can imagine, the time it takes the company to develop and like grow and get more and more advanced requirements and bigger teams or more teams and things where you can try things out or a different technical need, sort of these sorts of things. I mean, you're gonna learn the things that you need to learn much faster than any of this. And as a junior, maybe not per se, because it takes a while to get from the junior stage. But once you're a mid-level, senior-level developer, you pick things up in like no time whatsoever. It's not going to take you. I mean, if you start, I will argue now, on average, if you take a senior software developer, put them on literally any project, and you give them a few months, they're gonna be able to be productive with the thing and probably even learn it to the point where like it's not really any difference between them and somebody who's been doing it for years and years. There are absolutely exceptions to this, but that's on average how it goes. And that's one of the, I argue, one of the main reasons, and it's at the very least what I've seen, the main reason why a lot of different developers move around, because they get bored with what they're doing or they want to try something different. They want to, money is always, of course, a factor, but on average, it really is this sort of thing. And I honestly believe that most people feel that way, one way or another. And there's nothing wrong with it. The thing is, like anybody who does anything is going to feel that whatever they're doing is boring. I mean, if you're going to have the same job for 16 years, like 15 years, or like whatever, it doesn't matter, like 25 years, whatever, you think that you're like going to just love it all the time. Well, maybe if you have like the perfect job, I don't know, but for most people this is very common. And the fact that you're not contributing to your highest extent, well, you're producing the code, aren't you? And I know, I mean, of course we that's what we say in the public eye, that all software developers are supposed to be rock stars, and you being enthusiastic and all these things are important, and they are absolutely, but it is completely unsustainable to expect that from a person over an extended period of time. And it's only truly naive and stupid people who think that way. Like it's really, it's not happening. And in many cases, it's something that you say, and it's important in the beginning, and after a while, it becomes less important. So like where you're setting the bar might be very different from where your boss sets the bar, and you might be performing just adequately. So it's not going to make you a bad developer. It's not really about that. It's really just down to the fact that anything you do is sooner or later going to get boring. And the way to solve this, and I mean, every single software developer that I've ever worked with for an extended period of time, and all my friends who've been working for for a lot longer than I have told me the same story. And I mean, I'm going through the same sort of things. At some point, and I did say this, like there's a million videos back where I talk about this several times. It is only a matter of time before you experience what we call what's called the dip. Well, it's not my term. It's a book. You can go and read it. It's a good book. And the dip is the thing that you are experiencing. It's not necessarily that thing you're experiencing now, but it is what you are sensing now is the thing that I have gotten in trouble so many times because I've been explaining to people that this is what's going to happen, and they expressed, and like that makes me sound like a negative Nancy or something like that, or a Johnny Raincloud. And I keep on telling people it's not about being negative, it is about knowing what's going to happen before it happens and being honest with yourself. It's the difference between the people who know what they're getting themselves into and are willing to go through the work of getting into shape, joining the army, whatever the fuck that you're going to do that is going to be tough. That sounds like a really fun idea in the start of things, but you're also aware of that there's going to be some tough times, and you're willing to still do that thing, versus the people who could start going to the gym on Monday and they quit by Tuesday because it got too hard, or the people who fail at literally everything or give up on absolutely everything because they never account for the fact that the way that you feel in the beginning of things is not the way you're going to feel in 6 months or a year or 2 years or 5 years. Things change over time, and enthusiasm dies sooner or later, always, unless you have something that renews your enthusiasm. And that's the good part. It's actually something that you can control. So if this project is not motivating you, the solution is simple. Find yourself a project that actually does motivate you. Find yourself a role or change something. That's the whole reason. I mean, shit, that's why you keep on breathing, isn't it? Because like maybe tomorrow something's going to be different. Like if everything was completely predetermined and you knew exactly what was going to happen, it wouldn't be much fun. Because then why do anything? So that's the thing that I'm going to leave you with. So what I want you to take away from this is that no, you're not a bad developer if you feel unmotivated on your project, because literally every single software developer will feel that at some point, practically. And it's extremely common that this happens, and I'm pretty sure that I can speak for everybody when I say if it hasn't happened to you, it's gonna happen to you, and it's going in many cases it's going to stick with you for a while. Even, I mean, it might at some point it might not even be the project. It's very unlikely that you're gonna love being a software developer for your entire career, like always. There will come a time when you know all this stuff, it's boring, and like everything is always the same, and everybody's an idiot, and nothing ever like gets done the way you want it to be done, etc., etc. That's gonna happen, very likely. And the thing to remember here is that you can still control what projects that you work on. You have that luxury if you're a good software developer. You have the ability to move around a little bit. You have some influence over that. And only you really know what you would find interesting. And if the worst happens and you don't really feel any type of motivation to do anything, well, as long as you can do your job, well, you're going to keep on earning a paycheck, and maybe a different sort of career is the thing that you're looking for. But no, as long as you're producing code, you're not a bad software developer, because it's only in like the marketing, and it's only in these like promo videos or like these weird recruiters and so forth who they make you believe that being a software developer means to have like being some type of superhuman. Sure, being enthusiastic, caring about your craft, these are things that matter. But no software developer can consistently be that enthusiastic all the time on any project forever. It's not going to happen. It's actually to the point where most companies calculate that if they get a really passionate software developer, they're going to keep that person around for 2 to 4 years, roughly. That is the time that they're statistically going to stay around. And so you know that the enthusiasm and contributing and all that energy, it has a lifetime, because it's the same thing with every employee you ever hire. And that's why you want them to be very enthusiastic in the start, so you can leverage that for the longest period possible. But no one in their right mind would expect someone who's been working for 1 year to be the same sort of person or have the same mindset as somebody who's been working for 10 years. So no, you're not a bad software developer. Have a great day.